What's up, everyone? Drew, aka Catching Rockets here. I hope y'all are having a good weekend. Hope you're having a good day. Um, just a quick recap of Friday. Um, this was our entry for calls. This was our level to close calls. If you took the first entry, slapped. If you took the second entry, we didn't quite make it to the close calls level. Um, on this retest here, we sliced through. If you took it and you held, you made good money. But the first time it played out perfectly. I mean, to a T. So levels were good Friday. It looks like we can draw SIGs for the last 2 days. I'm going to go ahead and start erasing stuff, and we will hop into it. Just an FYI for people that are here for option trades, I do not have any today, unfortunately. I think that's everything I have to delete. Let's go into session volume profile here. Oh, wow. We can draw SIGs on the last 4 days. Pretty crazy. We also today need to draw our monthly levels for May, as it's June 1st now. Just an FYI, June is my birthday month. So, and since I identify as a drunk white girl, it's my birthday month. I'm going to be celebrating the whole month. And if anybody else tells me it's their birthday month and they're celebrating the whole month, then I'm going to one-up them, and it's going to be my birthday year, and I'm going to be celebrating the whole year. Okay? Yeah. All right. Let's go with SIGs really quick. 4 days. Turn off all this. There we go. And just in case it didn't come through, I'm completely joking about the birthday month thing. I hate people that say shit like that. Want to slap them right upside their head. Even if you say it's my birthday weekend, I'm like, shut the fuck up. There is no such thing. Growing up, like, you just had your birthday, at least the way I grew up. And then people started, like, throwing in birthday weeks, birthday weekends, birthday months. And I'm like, what makes you think you're so special? These levels, previous week value area low, we're going to be moving, but I think it's our December value area high or something like that is going to be very close to our third SIG on the top. December value area low. You'll just want to combine those two, really. I'm going to not combine mine, so for people that want the exact levels, they have them. It almost also makes it easier for me when I go through to delete stuff. All right, so there's our daily SIGs. Let's go ahead and remove that. Let's check out our TPO. And we have a very small spike. This level here is going to be insane. There's going to be everything that's mom right here. Again, if this is your chart, I would combine all three of these levels. They're like just pennies apart. But again, for my charting, it just makes it easier to delete everything. And also, just in case people want the exact levels. All right, let's do our weekly levels. I also have to be a little bit quick today because Shorty's going to be live in about 55 minutes. Tell me this is not my weekly levels here. It is. Wow. So we're getting ready for a big move. Again, same thing. I would combine these, but for people that want the exact levels, we're like a penny off. That's crazy. You can also draw SIGs on the last 3 months. I mean, last 3 weeks, I'm sorry. Let's see how messy we can make this chart. All right, so now it's going to force me to combine levels because I have to. Actually, turn off PvP really quick. Nice spelling. So, single prints and our weekly first SIG is literally the same level, so I got to combine those two. Alrighty. So annoying. I mean, this just shows like this is a huge level if we come there. Definitely expect to bounce. Alright, so there's our weekly SIGs. Things are getting super crowded. For our, let's do our May. Wild. I bet it, Aaron. There's a lot, like, we've been consolidating for so long now that there's just a bunch of levels. um, let's zoom out on SPY. Crazy. What is this? Dragonfly Doji? Or is that the other way around? I don't freaking know. I think it is a Dragonfly Doji. But anyway, bullish candle. Bounced kind of right off of that bulls need to hold level. Still anyone's game. You know, new higher highs or new lows. I want to check out the clouds. Monthly's still closed. And really, I think Thursday we talked about this. Like, I expect the monthly cloud to gap up, which would, and it's closed, which would allow us to go up and make a new higher high before they reject and go lower without breaching this closed cloud. Pretty big volume on Friday. Futures, we've gapped down and we're down right now. So I would expect that on Monday. Between 88 and 89 right now. Okay. So pretty close to where we closed. We're right around here somewhere. Let's check out our news for Monday. Um, 30 minutes after the open, ISM manufacturing PMI. That's going to move the market. Powell speaking at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Sorry, Eastern time. And then everything else is after close. But we do have some pretty important stuff while the market's open. Gosh. I hate what I'm about to do to you guys, but sorry. It has to be done. All right. So be very aware of the fact that this right here is encompassed within our calls area. Okay. There's a chance they might not give us the single print. So just watch how they react right around here. Okay. You could even make an argument saying watch kind of this range right here. All right. Pretty crowded. All right, Roberto, can I explain the wicks on QQQ and Apple? Um, I don't see it. Are you talking about like 5 minutes or something? Are you talking about this here? I don't know. You're going to have to be more specific. Nothing really to see. Well, this is a spike. So basically, opening above that is bullish. Opening below that is bearish. And opening in between is slightly bullish. All this is basically, the market moves like this, right? Or like this. Or like this. And so when this happens, like if we go on a smaller time frame, This is them doing this. And then at the close, whoa, we're not really sure who was in control. You know, looking at this, it looks like bulls are in control, right, at the close. But then right before the close, they did a quick sell-off. So what we're looking at for spikes is if we open above, then that would say that the bulls are in control. If we open below the spike, which I need to go on 30 minutes to find, which would be here, then if we open below that, then bears were in control at the end of the day. And if we open in between, it's kind of indecisive, but it's more bullish than bearish. Okay. TS, so if you happen to be new, we do a lot of education on the channel. But these videos, basically the videos that say class in front of them, are the ones where we're teaching how to trade and teaching what we're looking at when we're trading. The videos like this one right now, I basically just go over SPY and what I'm looking at for the next day. I do end up doing a little bit of teaching, but it's really generally not the purpose of these videos. But I will try my best to explain it to you really quickly. If we go back to SPY, God, I don't like the way this chart looks right now. Actually, let me just pull this up because the chart's kind of ugly. Bear with me for a second. So, oh no, this is volume profile. Well, so, I mean, you might want to go back and just like pause this and reread it. But basically our SIGs is based on a bell curve, right? And using 68% of the volume, which gives us our standard deviations, which is what the SIGs are. Our first standard deviations is based on the 68% of the value area. So when we're drawing our SIGs, we need to have 2 days or more overlapping. And when I say 2 or more days overlapping, we go on a 30-minute chart for daily levels, and you're going to turn on session volume profile. And under your settings, value area volume 68, row size 100, under style, check value area high, value area low, POC. And once you've done that, if you look, right now we have 5 days where our value area is overlapping, right? Or sorry, 4 days. So like this day and this day, you couldn't draw SIGs on because they're not overlapping. This day and this day you can draw SIGs on because they're overlapping. This and this you can draw SIGs on because they're overlapping. Basically, so here you'd be drawing SIGs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, the last 5 days. Right now we're drawing SIGs on these last 4 days. And again, 30-minute time frame, session volume profile, value area is 68, row size 100. Once you have this, you use the fixed range volume profile, and you go from the first candle of the first day to the last candle of the last day. Once you've done that, you would turn off session volume profile just to clean things up. Can you let me hide the drawings? Nope. And under your fixed range volume profile, you're going to start with row size 60, value area volume 68, row size 100. And that would give you your first sig, top and bottom. And then from there, you change this to 95. And if we go back to our bell curve, you'll see, so here we're looking at 68. And then from here to here is plus 13.6, which gives us 95% of our volume. So that's what that's based upon. And then from there, you would draw your second sig, top and bottom. And then from there, you change this to 99. And that gives you your third sigs, top and bottom. And that would be plus the 2.1 here, which gives you your 98%. And basically, these are going to be areas where when we're in a bracketed market, you're going to see generally strong reactions around the second sig and third sig area. So that's what those are. Okay. So that's how you find those. And you basically are watching really, I mean, like sometimes you'll see reactions off of first sigs, but I'm really watching second and third sigs for a reaction, meaning, and by a reaction, if I'm coming down to the lower, like second sig, I'm looking for a bounce there to get in calls. If I'm coming up to the upper second sig, I'm looking for a rejection to get inputs. Single prints, I will explain them, but I highly recommend you read the book by Trader Dale, Volume Profile. I can post the link. Let's see. So this is a must-read book. At least if you want to be a trader anyway. There's the link for it. And then I'll show you the single prints part. So Trader Dale by Volume Profile by Trader Dale, if I can speak English. Literally one of the most interesting trading books I've ever read in my life. Great book. So here we're calling it something different, but it means the same thing. This is a strong low where you have basically a wick. Well, it doesn't quite mean the same thing, but it does. Strong low is where you have a wick that comes down all by itself and then bounces. And you don't have like other wicks coming down into that range. So like here we have a strong high where we have this wick all by itself and then we reject off and then come back up. We don't make it all the way back up to the top because strong highs and strong lows or single prints are generally areas where if we do come right back to that same level, that's an instant, like no questions asked, you slap puts, or if it's a strong low, you would slap calls. This is a weak high, or, and I'm probably being confusing, but when you're looking at TPO, so this we're looking at volume profile. When you're looking at TPO, it's just called something different, but it's the same thing. At the bottom, if we have like a bunch of wicks coming down to the same level, it would be a poor low. If we have a bunch of wicks coming up to the same level, it would be a poor high. And then, so like in the case of the single print here, notice that this is a new low of the day. And if it was single prints at the top, it's a new high of the day, right? And then this kind of explains, I mean, you really need to read this part because I don't have time to like go over all of it, but when you have a strong high, you want to close your position before you get up to that strong high, because generally price is going to reject before it makes it back up here to the top. If it does make it back up here to the top, like it's an instant area to get in short or get in puts for me. Where you have a weak high or a weak low, you expect price to go through and go higher, right? Yeah. So basically, single prints is an area where you'll notice like my range for getting in calls is above this wick. It's way up here, which I mentioned earlier. The reason being is the next time price comes down to here, they might bounce right there and then go. If we do make it here, again, you're grabbing calls like no questions asked, unless there's some like news event and you see just massive selling pressure. I wouldn't be grabbing calls here, but otherwise, it's like an instant buy for me. Okay. So hopefully that answers your question. I will be doing basically more classes, like for people that are in Keenan's Discord. There's going to be classes that are basically just for Keenan's Discord. They're going to be private, with links posted on Keenan's. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and post all of my levels, and then if you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask. This would be the time. I would not be surprised to see a big move sometime this week. Alrighty. So Shorty will be live in about 29 minutes. Definitely worth tuning in for. He'll be doing an update on futures. And with that said, big thanks to everybody that subscribes to the stream. Extra big thanks to the friends of the stream, and big thanks to all the people that chit chat, keep things interesting. If you're new, basically, I kind of already talked about this, but basically 5 days a week, like Sunday through Thursday, we go over SPY and what we're watching for the next day. I try to find option setups, but I'm very selective about what I share. And with being very selective, I have a very high win rate. And generally we'll post options like once or twice a week, depending on what I see. And then generally like a few times a week, my mentor will go live and he'll go over what he's watching for on futures. And then, generally like once or twice a month, we'll do classes where we actually do education, teaching how we trade. With that said, much love, much respect to everybody. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow.